Blood Orange Chocolate was the company that I received the request to do this identity package. They are a very unique company driven with high quality chocolate and strong flavors of the blood orange and Spanish spices. And they were looking to target women around the age of 25 to 65 that just were looking for a special treat for themselves. Really strong emphasis on the exotic, Spanish, unique, indulging, rich flavors, and that it was a treat and it was a bold treat. So our customer base here ranges greatly between ages of 25 and 65. So we have Miss O'Brien, who's a 43-year-old homemaker. She's at home with her kids all the time and just really wanted a special treat to relax to. Again, with Miss Chang, she's 65, though she doesn't look it, and she is a CEO. She's very overworked, works constantly, always has really busy days, and just wanted something that she could indulge in with a nice glass of wine. And this chocolate pairs very well with that. I have Miss Smith, who is 35. She is a teacher. And she is very kind hearted, budget smart, so our product was just perfect for her. It gave her that little bit of indulgence and unique treat for herself. And, it wasn't too far out of her price range. I feel like Miss Rodriguez is the same way. She's 23, she's a student. And again, she just really budget safe. So she wanted something luxurious that she could eat and enjoy, still afford, and share with her friends. And blood orange chocolate was the answer for that. Here we have some of my design inspiration. As you can see, there's lots of pictures of blood oranges. I really wanted to get that idea in my head of what it looked like, and I believe that with this product, the ingredients are so important because it speaks volumes to the exotic, the unique, and indulging treat that they are. So I wanted to really incorporate that into my design. So I looked up, oranges and blood splatter to kind of get an idea of a texture or a flow, so to speak. And as you can see, I added different chocolates as well. I wanted to kind of incorporate that as well into the design, the softness of the chocolate, what it looked like, what the product looked like from other people, and just kind of get an idea of where I wanted to go with the logo. Here you can see some of the competitive logos. I feel like each of them are unique in their own way. However, they all do tend to really lean towards the script logo, and with the exception of endangered species that does have the elephant. However, I feel theirs is a little crowded. It's a little too much at once. But I think overall, some of these companies are very, very successful. Terry's is one of the most known chocolate oranges out there. Very holiday oriented, all of these. There's very few orange chocolate companies that I came across that weren't at some point, to some degree, very holiday oriented, and I wanted to really pull away from that. Don't want to seem connected to any kind of holiday or festival. So I feel like each of these logos has its strong suit in a way, but also is very lacking of imagination as far as icon use goes, or any kind of bright, vibrant colors. For my display fonts, I kind of went opposites. So you have the Renata, which is very elegant, very, so to speak, classic. And then you have like Rock Grotesque, which is very bold and strong. And I felt like I wanted that to kind of portray some of that bold, rich, indulging texture, but also the exotic and the special and the mysterious. So I felt like combining these two different types of font together would be a very great idea. Victor's script, again, that classical, but with a little more playful style. The Malaganus, it's very strong, I feel, and bold. Sutro as well. And Papyrus, I know that a lot of people kind of avoid Papyrus, but I think that it is very unique in its own way, and used correctly could be very successful. Ultimately, I did go with the Renata and the Malaganus. I think that both of them played really well on each other. It wasn't too bold from the Renata. However, the Renata did hold that classic exotic feel to it. For my info level fonts, I went with BBS New. I feel like this was a little strong, but it wasn't strong enough to take away from the logo or the packaging. I felt like it was bold enough to get attention, and it really stood out. I considered Tizza Pro and Myriad Pro, but I just felt like they fell short of that bold, exotic feel. So for my sketches, I sat down with a piece of paper and I just drew everything that came to mind. Every thought, every consideration, every process, I just drew. And I tried to make each design look as different from the other as possible within the realm of still being the product. And I feel like some of these were a real miss, but I feel like some of these were also very promising. Number 6, number 11, and number 4 were my 3 favorites. However, I did like number 12 as well. I just felt like it was a little too dark for the product. However, I really feel like 4, 6, and 11 were very strong. Here you have that fan design. And again, I tried to incorporate some of that Spanish exotic feel to this. When you think Spanish, you think the lady dancing, the fans, the bowls, things like that. And I wanted to do something that kind of represented that. And I feel like the fan did that. It was very exotic feeling. However, I feel like it didn't portray the product as well as I wanted it to. However, I really liked some of these designs. I really loved the bottom left-hand corner design with that kind of webby feeling. I feel like the bottom right-hand design was very strong as well. Just very elegant, very, classic kind of style. For the flower, I decided to go with the Flor de Lis, which is a Spanish emblem as well. It's very known and throughout Florida, throughout a lot of places actually around the world. It's kind of a universal flower, but it's also very Spanish. It's on the Spanish coat of arms, and it is a very unique, however, very universal flower. And I felt like that kind of spoke to the product a little bit in itself as just something that kind of stood out. I really, really loved the top second design over. I really loved this design. It was so geometrical, so different. However, I feel like it was a little too strong and bold for what I wanted the logo to represent for this company. I feel like this would be a great Gladiator Games type logo, but it really stood out to me as unique and different. With the design I finally went with was this blood orange kind of design, looking like the blood droplet. I really wanted to stick to that classic thought process. You would think a drop of blood with orange in it, and you think blood orange, and you just know the company, you know what it stands for, you know where it came from, and I really like that process. Again, I had many different designs here that I really loved. I really, really loved this bottom left-hand design, and I almost chose that one. However, I feel like this one was a little too fun for the product. I wanted something a little more serious, a little more classy, which is why I went with this design that I did. I feel like the one on the top right hand corner, it was kind of the same way. Very fun, very exotic, very different. However, I think it was a little too playful. Would be great for like a kid's candy or something along those lines. And here you can see the different mock-ups I have for each product. And ultimately I went with this elegant, stylish, very unique design. I really wanted something that kind of popped out, something that you could see from across the room and know exactly what it is. I feel like this, with the colors of the orange and the muted browns and just the design in general, I feel like this is a very logo speaking design. In today's world, when you think of a lot of the more famous companies, you think of Facebook, you think of the F, you think of Twitter, you think of the bird, and you think of Snapchat, it's the ghost. And I really wanted to kind of portray that. Even in clothing, you kind of think about it that way. You have Nike, who you think of the check mark, immediately you know it's Nike. You don't have to say their name. You know who they are. And I felt like this icon with this design for the logo, it did that. It was immediately eye-catching, immediately recognized who the company could be, and it just speaks volumes. I really wanted, say a woman to be walking down an aisle in a grocery store and immediately see this design and say, hey, that's blood orange chocolate. And I love that design. I love this chocolate. It's great. It's wonderful. And to me, that really speaks volumes. Imagery really sticks in our heads. Here you see the color palette choices that I kind of played with. And a lot of these were really brilliant, really great color choices. I feel like they stood out a lot and were very unique with the different colors and choices that they actually produced. Ultimately, I actually went with a monotoned kind of feel of the different oranges. I took their Pantone color orange and just did it in different shades of that orange. And I felt like it really ended up playing very well, especially when you get into these more brown chocolatey kind of feelings. But those are that orange, just really darkened down. Here you can see with the business card and the letterhead and the envelope, I really feel that this mock-up, it kind of speaks back to that, being able to see that icon immediately, know what it is. I feel like the icon really pops out at you and kind of speaks almost for itself. And I went with that textured design to try to bring in some of that exotic spice and chocolatey feeling and the splecks of orange, which matched very well with their Pantone color. And again, just the chocolate. I think that ultimately it comes down to how great and wonderful does this product taste. Here you see my palette choice, and again, it's just different shades and darkened down shades of that orange. I feel like each one of these really played a significant part in the design, even down to that Pantone 486C, which is a lighter color, and I only used it for the highlights around the actual slices of orange. But I feel like it made the design almost come to life. So here we have my product rough designs, and I really try to kind of, again, push myself out of my comfort zone, out of the box. So for this first design, I really love this design. It plays upon their color palette of that darkened and the orange, and I feel like this color scheme went really well. I chose this woman eating chocolate because ultimately we all know that we eat with our eyes, and you see this woman enjoying chocolate and you're going to be like, I bet that tastes good. So I really wanted to kind of portray that. And again, you see the logo, the icon, I kind of separated from it because, again, I want you to be able to see that icon from across the room and know exactly what the product is. And I chose to put on the back just a reminder of that spices and the exotic treat that you're getting And remember that this is not just any chocolate. This is something that is brilliantly, boldly flavored and exotic and wonderful. For my second design, I wanted to go with a little bit of a different color scheme here for packaging. I wanted it to speak more towards making that icon really pop out and keeping that subtle, classic, elegant feel. So I went with this imagery of all the spices with the chocolate, because I feel like we almost forget that chocolate's made out of more than just cocoa. And this product really enhances that with its Spanish and exotic spices. So you have this wonderful chocolate, but you also have these bold, exciting flavors. And I feel like this packaging kind of reminds you of that. It reminds you that, hey, there's more to this than just chocolate. For my last design, I kind of went back towards this orange and like that blue textured. It was kind of almost like a mixture of the first design and second design. And again, I kind of wanted to play on the fact that, you know, these spices are so important to this product. When you see this, you're going to be like, like, I wonder what that tastes like. And for me to have somebody guess what chocolate tastes like, chocolate is a universal thing. Everybody knows what chocolate tastes like. So if you're wondering what this product tastes like, it has to be unique and different. And I feel like this packaging really spoke to that. Ultimately, I did go with the first design. I feel like it was very exotic feeling, very treat yourself, indulge, come to the dark side feeling. And I really liked that about this product. I feel like this packaging on a shelf would catch the target audience's attention faster than the other products. Again, I feel like this is like that lets you sit in a bathtub full of water with candles and eat chocolate and just relax and indulge and treat yourself. And I feel like this package really kind of speaks to that as a woman. Ultimately, I had a very wonderful time creating this product and putting together something that would resemble what this company stood for. I think that as a designer, one of the most important things that you cannot forget is that you don't design for yourself, you design for others. You design for the company, you design for the end user, you design for people. And you want to speak to those people through design. And I feel like this end product, the end logo, the end design, the end product type, I feel like it all speaks to what this company wants to say. We are bold. We are exciting. We are unique. We are exotic. And we want you to treat yourself. You deserve to indulge yourself. You deserve to have this mysterious little secret that is just for you. And I hope that with my design, I created that effect and that's what you felt. So thank you.